And I do want to say, boys, I think it's very important. Like, I think, you know, we are all friends, right? And we all, you know, have a house together. But when it comes to the business with LSD, I know we're not officially in a business yet, but it is going to happen. I do want us to respect one another. I think we've maybe been getting, you know, a little bit out of hand, maybe getting our funny up a bit too much. It's just good to remember, sure, we're housemates, but also on the business side of things, to not, you know, I will be CEO in the future, and you guys are going to be managers, and I'm having you guys step up into larger roles. It's good to show other people and not get too comfortable in front of people we don't really know. We got to still show that, you know, we all have respect for one another. I think it's just been a little bit different recently.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for you boys. You've come a long way. And we all just gotta show that. I know some of us have been feeling maybe slightly disrespected by some people. Specifically me, I feel like a little bit disrespected by Mr. T sometimes. And then I've had a few days where, you know, maybe the jokes got a little bit too much. I feel like, you know, as future CEO, I do want to be treated as if, you know, I will be CEO. And I know we don't have a business license, but that is the future. So when we are doing sanitation, let's just not try to get our funny up too much. Of course, you know, if we're cooked, we're just vibing, it's a different thing, and it's just us. But around other people, we gotta keep a certain image, you know what I mean?
There you go, I got you.
Are we all in agreement about treating each other more with respect in front of other people, and just like in general too, so none of us get our feelings hurt?
Yes.
I think people need to realize that everybody's fucking around all the time, and everybody does it. It's not like one person is just getting fucking bullied and then they don't do it. Everybody does it. Everybody.
Well,
You
could just say I agree.
Thing is,
No, I do.
The thing
but
is,
I don't
we're
want
gonna be
people
a
thinking
business.
that it's serious.
We're gonna be a business. We do need to be more serious. We can't get our funny up all the time. You know what I mean?
Of course, but when we're just hanging out each other, we know what it is.
Yeah. When it's just each other,
There doesn't need to be any like weird insecurity.
What I'm saying is, this has been happening in front of people who aren't us four. Like, if it's just us four boys, we can do whatever. You know, we all know we're fucking joking around, right? But if it's around other people, we gotta act like management. We gotta act. You guys gotta treat me as if I'm CEO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Oh.
I think you need to specify what you're talking about when you make general statements like that, because it's just too broad.
What do you mean?
If you have a concern about a specific situation, just mention it. Like what time? What instance?
There's just like, certain situations where, I mean, I feel like, gosh, you know, it's been a few days, you know, I've had time to sit on it, and all I've decided is I want us to treat each other with more respect in front of, you know, other people, and in general. I mean, I think Mr. Boo has a few times where he can think of where he wanted to be treated as if he was a manager, and, you know, just at the same level as management as you are, correct, Mr. Boo? Instead of as if he's someone lower than your management level, when you both are at the same.
Hell has not ever been implied. That has never happened, ever.
I mean, that's just how Mr. Boo feels. You
Santana,
can go into more detail.
I think it was yesterday, Santana.
And you've never said that.
Santana, you literally called me dumb as fuck in front of a customer.
Yeah, see, like, things like that cannot happen.
In front of a customer.
Yeah, I think that was justified. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
no,
I'm sure you
not in front of customers. It makes us look really bad.
Very professional.
Given the context, you know.
I think any context, you probably shouldn't be calling him a dumbass in front of any customer, to be honest. That's my opinion. And it is disrespectful. Like, we gotta treat each other with respect. We're a group here, and especially when it comes to business. Like, if we're fucking around and we're not doing, you know, business things, it's fine. We can fuck around. But we gotta get more serious. Like, you gotta keep in mind what you're saying and how it impacts others and how they feel.
Yeah, I match the energy I get. And at the time, you said some dumbass shit. You were trolling. and I said you were dumb as fuck.
I'm sure you think that. All right.
I mean, that was what happened in the moment. I'm not, you know.
What did I say?
I don't actually even remember the situation anymore. That's probably how cooked it was.
This is some drama roleplay right here.
I think at the end of the day, we all understand that, you know, given how long we've worked together, what we're doing, where we're at right now, you know, clearly we are, I don't even know what you're going to call it, a fucking group, whatever the fuck it is. And
I'd say we're our.
Listen,
I feel like we're our own crew, and then there's like our sanitation business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yes, here's what I think. Yes, in front of other people, we could be quote unquote more professional. That applies to everybody, by the way. Like when every other day, anytime I'm talking to a girl, you're implying that I'm just trying to hit on them and hook up.
Oh yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
not
But
good
that's
either.
not like.
No.
I'm
See,
learning
hold
now.
on. You can't do this shit to me. You can't act offended and like a victim about a joke
What is
I
happening?
made, and then you make jokes on me every day, and I
The
can't
thing
feel a
is,
certain
though,
way
your
about it.
jokes, like, you are purposefully doing. I didn't know that Riz doesn't mean, you know.
Bro, you know,
It
'cause I've
wasn't-
explained this
No.
70 fucking times.
No,
man.
I don't
yes,
understand.
yes, you do.
Man. I'm
And
not.
then you play dumb. You play dumb. You do it all the time.
All right.
So
okay.
that's what I
All
don't
right,
like.
man.
It
It's
feels
not
like-
even really. It's not even worth argument sometimes.
It feels like you don't like taking the shit, but you like to give it. And I do both.
All right. All right.
And that's why I don't
all right,
complain about it.
All right.
Now, if you obviously don't want to get fucked with as much, you know, then you can just not do it as much yourself, and you know it won't happen as much. I feel like that's fair, no?
I say we just stick to what we said. If it's just our four, like us four, we can fuck around. You know, I think we all
I agree.
understand that we're joking around other people. Let's just keep it to a certain level of professionalism, okay? I think, yeah, we are. I think we're having this. I guess it's, you know, almost a problem, and almost like it's almost a good thing. Cause think about it, boys. That just shows how comfortable we have all gotten with one another, and yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we just needed this reminder, and we can settle it with that. And I think I'm gonna have a talk with Juliet and tell her kind of what Santana said. Not gonna say her name or because of you or anything, but that I just don't think with like all that drama that it's worth it, and that, you know, I appreciate being her friend, but you know.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard to understand. I mean,
Yeah, it's just causing more trouble than it's worth. So I'm gonna have that conversation with her.
We're open, and then she started fucking just, you know, being a certain way, and I didn't really expect that. And it's not like it's just like passive aggressive, like slight, backhanded, you know.
Yeah, I've
Like, not
noticed
direct,
that as well.
But like obvious, and it's like okay, sure, I maybe deserve some of it just because whatever, sure, I let her on a bit, but like that entire
A
thing
little
was
bit.
very mutual, you know
quote
what I'm saying?
unquote
Like
a little.
that whole thing was very mutual. And to be quite honest, even though I played into it, she like escalated it way more than I did, which is why I had to step back. So I don't know, I mean, I didn't think that was going to be an issue, because she herself had even said that if shit didn't work out, it wouldn't matter, you know, we'd still be friends, blah blah. And I agreed with it, because I don't have a problem with her personally, but just like the last couple of days, the way that, you know, weird attitude, and like, you know, it just seems like there's some unresolved shit that she won't even tell me about. And even like before the storm, just recently, after the smut rating, I took her aside and put her in my car, and we drove away, and I was asking her about it, like, hey, is there anything you need to tell me? Is there anything you want to get off your chest? Blah blah blah. Like, I know you've had these little passive aggressive comments. Like, I'm not fucking dumb. I hear it, even if I don't respond sometimes. And then she was like, oh yeah, and didn't really say shit. Like, yeah, I'll try not to do that.
Yeah,
totally-
you know, I thought you guys were just
Totally
gonna.
didn't predict this.
I just didn't think she would make the like snide comments all the time. I thought after you guys had a conversation, you know, maybe things would be.
Yeah,
a
I mean,
little
we
bit
trusted
awkward,
that you guys
but-
had a mature and
But I
friendly
think
split.
she's shown that she's maybe not as mature as we thought, and we'll just have to go our own way. So I'm thinking we go back to the yard. Santana and Alex, you work with Chili. I really want to start bringing him into our crew more. Not like this, obviously, like what we have here, but like working sanitation with him more, and kind of taking him under our wing. And then me and Mr. Boo are gonna go work with Juliet and go have that conversation.
Yeah, I hope your conversation goes well.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hopefully he doesn't threaten to kill you or throw you off the
He
dam
will not
or
do that.
He won't. He won't.
like a
You know, here,
he
Juliet.
does that to me all the time.
I'm gonna deal with that, to be honest, because you know, even if that's how he feels, he shouldn't be saying shit like that, and it's disrespectful. We did have a conversation. We need to act more like, you know, people who are in roles of responsibility, and I'm gonna make it very clear that that's just not acceptable. So you got nothing to worry about.
Okay.
I wouldn't mention anything to him. Let me deal with it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I need you for now to kind of keep your distance from him, to be honest.
Of course.
Perfect.
I will be, and I have been for like... I didn't wake up on Valentine's Day because I didn't want him to talk to me about losing his celibacy, so I am actually avoiding him.
Perfect. Yeah, just keep your distance until I handle everything.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. All right. Have a good night. We'll see you later, okay?
Okay, how later is later? Like half an hour from now?
Maybe, to be honest, yeah.
Okay, hopefully he doesn't talk to you in a circle for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
Okay.
Bye. All right. I feel like you already know how I feel, so I kind of want to know your opinions on all of this.
I mean, I don't exactly know what to say without sounding like, because I feel like I've already said a lot and kind of gone behind his back a lot to you. So I don't know exactly what to say to not sound, you know, like what he says I am, like whiny and like stirring the pot.
Just be honest with me. I think you and we can always be honest with one another. Right now, I'm concerned that Santana isn't being honest with us.
Yeah.
And I thought that I would never have to worry about something like that. But now that we're hearing all these things, I am concerned. So I just want to know your opinions on that.
I would say, unfortunately, like recently with him, it has been nothing but red flags the past few days. Like, he is not, like, I get it out of the way. He's a great worker. He's fucking insane work ethic. We know that. I consider him a friend, you know. I want to get that out of the way before I say anything, but
yeah,
like,
I think we're in agreement on that.
Like the past week or so, it's been red flag, red flag, red flag. And to be honest, I mean, I guess since it's kind of a okay, get down from there. Get down from there.
All right, you don't want to sit on the height?
No, I don't.
What do you mean?
Get down from there. Get down from there.
I'm just gonna sit down, chill. We're just having a conversation.
Okay, well, to be honest, conversation we had at the house went exactly as I expected it would.
Yeah,
it's kind of what I told you is kind of like arguing with him is arguing with a brick wall. You know, it was really flabbergasting me how he was turning, you know, him calling me a dumb fuck in front of a customer, turning that on me to try to compare me saying he has Riz when he's talking to a female. As that's
that was
comparable
bad.
Whatsoever.
I just don't think Santana knows how bad that looks. Like,
he doesn't, and he's not open to hearing anyone else's opinion on it. And you know, he has those instances a lot more often recently, but he has had those even before, back when like we were working on training and stuff like that. I feel like I didn't want to mention it, but I feel like I guess now it's kind of relevant. But you remember when I told you, like, I had a conversation with the guy, and he was like, he was telling me I was soft, that I let people walk over me, and that I wasn't manager material.
Wait, he's the one that said that shit?
Yep. That was
no
him.
fucking shot.
And like when it was over, you know, a $20,000 loan I gave to Sai less than a week later.
That was Santana? You should have told me that a million years ago.
Well, I thought it was a one-time instance, because every other thing I had with him was pleasant and he was cool. So I just wanted to leave it at that, let it die, and because I didn't think anything more would be of that. And I just I think that morning I had texted you putting his name in for consideration as a manager, and I didn't want to taint that. That instance specifically, that's the one that stuck with me and has made me the most upset over everything. Because to be honest, if you ask me, I think that was all because he wanted money from me. That's the only reason he got mad at me and called me all that shit. Because that all started, so he wanted to buy his Sultan. He didn't have money. So he was like, hey, Bo, can I get a $20,000 loan or something? I was like, yeah, I'll give you a loan. I just don't have the money for it right now. I'll give you whatever I can, but I don't have a lot. And so he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And then the conversation literally switched to him saying, oh, but doesn't Sai owe you 20,000? And then I was like, yeah, but I mean, that was a week ago, and I wouldn't say he owes me because I didn't really ask for it back, and I'm not really worried about it. And then he started to grill me saying, yeah, but that's your money. You need to go tell him. You need to go remind him. You need to go bother him. Well, he didn't say bother, but I mean, that's how it, I'm not going to go do that shit. I mean, we had this conversation already, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I think that whole thing, he got just upset because I couldn't give him more money. That's what I think it is to this day. He wanted more money from a loan, and that's the only reason he wanted me to get on Sai's back, is so that I would be able to give him more money. But I mean, that instance was I'm not going to forget that one.
That we can discuss. I'm worried about this shit that you guys just talking about.
Yeah, I want to hear your side of things, because I mean,
there is
hearing
no side. I can tell you what I said. First of all, nobody said your brain dead. That's insane. You are literally the person I respect the most in the entire city. I don't know why I would ever say that. I can tell you exactly what I said about the house and you. I told you what I already said in the meeting. I said, this is not a LSD house. This is not a union house. This is not a sanitation house. This is 25, 25, 25, 25. Meaning we all, equally have opinions, contribute. Because she was saying as, Cloak is CEO, it's what she wants. This is word for word, by the way.
Yeah,
Cloak
I don't think she realized that this is not a sanitation house.
At the very end of Storm, just this past Storm, like I told you, for the last 6 minutes after the smut, I took a drive with her. The very last words she said before the wave, and she was laughing. She was literally laughing. She said, by the way, Cloak is the CEO. Whatever she says goes. That's all. Word for word. And we're talking about the house, not business shit. So, again, she is assuming that the house is a business thing, not a us thing.
No, with the house, we do votes. We do votes.
Exactly. It's an equal thing. We all paid in, right?
Yeah.
Alex just paid you back, I'm pretty sure, for the rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all square. With that aside, as far as what I said about you about the house, I can tell you exactly what I said about the house, and I bet you would agree. She was talking about her vision for it and some of the stuff you and her talked about. I literally told her word for word, hey, by the way, and also I was saying it in a joking way. I said, hey, by the way, remember, Cloak was homeless most of her life. She's not that familiar with house interior. That was literally word for word what I said.
That's fucking true.
Now you tell me if that's wrong, because you were homeless, and you're probably not very familiar with.
Oh, I even said that about. I literally said that myself, not even that long ago. I think to Mr. Pudge, I was like, I'm not a fucking decorator, I do want the house to not feel full on, we're stuck in a small basement on every floor. So I did want somewhat of an open concept a little bit, but I don't mind having 3 floors. I think we're all in agreement about that. Just we need a little bit of open space.
I literally told her. She mentioned that you wanted some open space, and I said that's fine. We can have open space and still split it up. It doesn't need to be that giant, area that it is right now, because that's too much open space. Then I feel like we're kind of, wasting room. But that's not even the point. The point isn't little arguments on design decision. For me, it's not even that at all. I don't care about that because we can go back and forth and agree, disagree, and eventually meet in the middle. My point is more so about her assumption that it's a business house. It's all you, we're all just fucking slaves to you. This is literally how she's talking to me, a manager. So now, with that being said, I'm very self-aware. Do you guys not understand that I know that I have an ego? I know that. And of course, I have more of an ego when I know I'm putting in a lot of work and I'm contributing a lot, and I've, climbed to where I'm at in a short time and this and that. Of course, that's gonna give me a boost. Yeah, it might get to my head a little bit sometimes. I'm arrogant here and
I
there.
do gotta say, I think you're getting in over your head.
But listen, no, listen, I'm not.
No, you listen to me. You are.
Go ahead.
You have
Yeah,
been treating me with disrespect. Just because I gave you manager, doesn't mean you're above me. You do answer to me.
Nobody said that against that ever.
The way
let me
you've been
address that.
talking to me, by the way, like the way you've been talking to me, I don't like it anymore. I'm not gonna. The thing is, Santana, you used to be very respectful, and I understand you have every right to have an ego. To be honest, that you put in the work. There's a reason why I made you manager. There's a reason why I made you my left-hand man. But that can all be taken away in a second. And I just want to make sure we understand the hierarchy when it comes to LSD. And we're going to make this official. I'm going to make this official with Lang tomorrow. We're going to...
There's never been an understanding. I have never, ever in my life said, I report straight to Lang, not Cloak. What the fuck? That is absolute insanity. You are literally the person who brought me in the second day that I went to the yard, which was really the first real day. The first day I don't even count. You brought me in. I worked with you and Kim. I liked that time, obviously. So I came back, worked with you and Bo, everybody else, with you, more than anybody else. Me and you have done a bunch of crazy shit. We've been through a bunch of crazy shit.
We've been through so
you
much.
Listen, literally this entire day, Bo could even probably attest to this. Actually, I don't know if, maybe not. You weren't around. Tex, Alex, and Jason. So I was working with them after Bo went to bed.
Yeah.
I was literally talking for hours about wanting to work with you because, like I said, we haven't really seen each other much recently. How I miss working with you. Literally asking where's Cloak? I was wanting to see her today. Blah blah blah. You're literally the number one person, and Bo is number two. So I don't understand where this assumption comes from, as if I'm just trying to fucking deal with Lang.
Hold on, I want to add real fast. So Juliet did clarify that what she meant by that was that what you said wasn't that you don't report to her. What she said was that at the end of the day, Mr. Lang is the guy that you report to. That's what she clarified it as.
And I want to make
that was never said.
I want to make this clear too. I don't know if you boys fully know this, but I've had conversations with Mr. Lang. He has no interest in running a business, and that is what we are gonna be running. He's gonna push me in the right direction, but truly, me and Mr. Lang will be the two people at the top as equals. Me as CEO, and me and him both being board of directors. He is the top guy in this business. Him and I are business partners. So I don't want anybody to have the assumption that we're working under and for him. Mr. Lang is truly just wanting to take me under his rope. He knows that I have never done this business stuff before, but he sees a lot of potential in me. And he just wants to push me in the right direction where, I'll be, making a lot of profit, learning a lot of new stuff. He'll be obviously profiting, having something to gain. And obviously, anybody who works with us, who understands the bigger picture will have a lot to gain as well. So it's truly it's like a funnel. And I don't think a lot of people know that right now because we haven't made it official. I haven't really broadcasted that information since we don't have a business license. I've kind of just told you that I'm going to be CEO, but that is how it's going to work.
We literally discussed this with Lang on our backyard. He is trying to be, like you said, like a board member and take a step back, and you're running shit. That's been the agreement. I already knew that. That's not surprising. What's pissing me off is that, and this is exactly why, again, I said that this is going to be a problem. Listen,
This is so
I
good.
spent a lot of time with Juliet, okay? There was maybe about a 2-week period after the war shit ended where me and her hung out every day for hours, whether it was working, talking, just like long conversation, like her apartment, other places, blah, blah, blah. This is not surprising to me. This is exactly why I said this would be an issue, because I already saw that if things didn't go the way that she wanted, which was me and her together, her living in the house with me and you guys, and that shit kind of fell apart when we had our conversation, which is why she's been like a little, making salty comments at me and shit here and there. I already knew that would turn into this, which is basically some fucking stirring, manipulative shit. Because just in the time that I hung out with her, she's very good at saying things without directly even having to, and implying things to make you think. And ultimately, I'm not acting like, there's no flaws, because obviously I have flaws. I know that. And there's things that I'm going to improve and I'm always working on, especially when it comes to communication, because that's something that I've always had issues with, especially with certain people that don't catch on if I'm, not being serious. But the stirring, the making shit up, like acting as if I don't respect you when you're literally the #1 most respected person in the entire city to me, that you brought me in, and then Bo, like this trio, this is the trio. Like I don't like the fact that she is trying to put some kind of like weird doubt or seed of my intention, because listen, I think you guys have seen it.
He's
with the
doing
stupid
very
amount of
well.
hours I've put in, the effort, like all the shit that I'm trying to do. This is what I like, and I've talked about it this entire time, long term. I'm thinking 3 months, 6 months. I'm not thinking about right now, and that's why I had to have the conversation with her, because shit was going too quick, and it was getting to a point where I kind of foresaw some kind of problem with it, to be honest. And this is kind of what that is. As far as like the making shit up or stirring, it seems very manipulative.
She did say, so she told us that you were saying she didn't feel safe around you because you were saying stuff like locking her in or getting in the car to take her, and she was implying that you wanted to hurt her.
Jesus Christ, man. You don't think I had a chance when we were at the dam on top of a fucking platform 100 feet in the air?
Have you been saying that stuff to her face?
No, I joked with her the one time, and that was it. When we had the conversation, I was like, because we were climbing up, and like, listen, I'm afraid of height, okay? And I actually had this conversation. I don't even, I'm just gonna tell you guys. I had a conversation with Val. He's a therapist, right? So me and him have talked about some of this stuff privately, and what I basically did is I took her up to the damn thing because I'm afraid of heights, so that my fear of heights would distract me and let me say everything I had to say. Because you guys know I didn't want to have the conversation. I was stalling, right? So I went up there and I had the opportunity to fucking just throw her ass. I could have done it whenever I wanted. And I did make a joke when we were up there about it, but we both clearly understood it was a joke, considering that we spoke for 2 hours, no problems. And even Bo and Jason checked in on me during the conversation in case anything had happened. So yes, I did joke about it once to her face, and then that was it. And we both knew it was a joke in the moment. So if she's holding on to that,
well,
as if I'm trying to hurt her.
It stuck out to me is because earlier today you said out loud that you wanted to, or that you would stab her.
Okay, but
forget what we were talking about exactly.
Of course, I'm fucking around with you. I'm not saying it to her.
If that's with us, it's fine.
Right.
I think
guys, I'm entirely different when I'm just with you guys than
no, I get it.
People,
I
I'm
think we should
comfortable.
be, because we're comfortable with one another.
When we're in like a friendly setting, just each other, no business, whatever. Like, yeah, sometimes, whether it's at the yard or like in some public ways, shit gets a little too funny. I agree. And yes, like even going back to what Bo said at the house, where I said you were dumb as fuck. Yes, I obviously shouldn't have said that in front of him. But again, when I am comfortable with people, which, like I said, you guys are like the 2 people that I feel the most comfortable around, and then Alex as well, I am going to be much more free, if you will. And yes, sometimes, because I get comfortable around, people like you guys, that might come out with somebody else around when, ideally it wouldn't.
He came so
So again, I
prepared.
can admit to that. That's
Here's the way you said it though is what got me. It was you said it in like a frustrated, tired way. You didn't say it in a joking way, and that's what matters, especially if you're saying it in front of a customer.
and that's why you're right. You're right, and that's why I came out like that because I was annoyed and tough. So that's part
We
of just
gotta
me
learn
being.
that now that you boys are in management positions that we can't. I think we've already talked about this at the other meeting, but we gotta be very careful about how we present ourselves in front of others. It's very crucial. We're no longer, especially now that I'm gonna have this conversation with Mr. Lang tomorrow and say, I officially want us to, you know, state to the public that we're LSD in our company, in our business.
Which I agree with, by the way. I think we need to. We're in a weird limbo.
So I was just thinking, like, the lumber company is already doing that. They're calling themselves Lumber Co. If
Yes.
they're doing it and not getting any repercussions, we should be able to do it too. So I'm gonna make that official with Mr. Lang tomorrow.
Quick thing, just regarding this, since you brought it up, I think we should be fine on that. Mainly because I was asking around about the law with like the business thing, and I'm pretty sure that only applies to the businesses that are already like kind of there. You know, like the VU, Bahama Mamas, like people claiming those places as their own. I think that's what it's about. It's not about like
Interesting.
us creating some new shit that doesn't really exist. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's regarding that. So I think we're actually good to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Mr. Lang about that tomorrow. But on the flip side, I want to go back to the other conversation we were having.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I want everything before we all go to bed and yada yada to get this over with. Have all the details fleshed out. Do you know
Listen,
where she got the
I'm
word?
not going to bed until it's all. Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you know where she got the word brain dead from? Like,
I honestly don't. I really don't because I honestly don't. Because the only thing I said about you in the house is that you were homeless, which is like obvious. That's like the first thing I ever learned about you. Anybody that knows you knows you were fucking homeless, right?
yeah, everybody knows my story, and I say it proudly. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed about being homeless and how far I've come. To be honest, if
And then I
anything,
said-
it's something to respect.
Right. And then we talked about the 25, 25, 25, 25, and that it's not a business house. That's really the extent of any bringing you up. And then, like I said, she literally just said that you're the CEO, so whatever you say goes, which is accurate in a business sense, of course. That's not what the house is. And I don't think she got that part. So I don't really know where the fucking brain dead shit would come from, to be quite honest with you. Because, yeah, honestly, I don't know. That's really shocking to me.
All right. Interesting. I feel like we've cleared the air.